Hello and welcome to Harford TV High School Showcase presentation of the North Harford Hawks at the Bel Air Bobcats boys basketball game. Bob McCone, we're at Bel Air High School, a little different. No fans, no spectators, no, let's say excitement from the stands, but I think the kids are ready to play.
They are absolutely ready to play. Unfortunately, due to this COVID, as we understand, they're not going to have fans here, and it's disappointing for the parents and all the other people who can come in and watch their children play and their friends play, but that's life these days. So they're happy that they're playing. We're happy that they're playing. We're happy that they let us into the gym to film this game, so let's play basketball.
Hey, Bob, this team, the Hawks, kind of interesting. They opened with a win on the season. They've lost the last 6 in a row. It's a little more... I'd say it's a little, we can explain that just a little bit. They're in the Susquehanna division, meaning the lower division of the upper Chesapeake. They've been playing a lot of the upper division teams. And I think that Mitch Folk, who you see on our screen now, and Nick Panos, the coaches at North Harford, like that. They say they like to have this, up in class because that makes them tougher as they go down the road.
It definitely does. I've always been a believer that if you play the same caliber competition or below caliber competition, and in Harford County, sometimes you don't get the choice. You play who they put in front of you. You want to get better. You want to play teams that make you have to play to learn what you need to do to play against better teams. So I applaud Nick for that. That's been the story of his career, really.
And Bob, the great thing about Nick Panos and Mitch Folk, these are lifers in terms of North Harford. They live in the community. They went to school at North Harford, and they've been coaching there at North Harford since back in the 90s when their girls, they each had daughters, played on the JV basketball team. They moved up a couple of years ago to the boys JV, and now this year taking over for the first time as head coaches and assistant coach, sort of co-coaches more than that, of the North Harford program, have all seniors on the team. Now that sounds good, except remember, nobody played last year because of COVID, and none of these seniors have any experience whatsoever on the varsity level.
Which also means that Nick didn't get to coach them last year as the head coach because no one played.
Well, he did coach them in JV the year before, so right. That's a good thing that they know these kids who came up as sophomores as the JV program 2 years ago.
Right.
So that's a good thing.
Different level, and it's,
yeah.
As he's finding out, and teams are usually better coached, better prepared. Athletes change over those 2 years.
Bob, in the meantime, the Bobcats are in they're 3-3. They've won the last 2 in a row. Alex Darko, the coach of the Bobcats, he's been with the program for 8 seasons, so he's very happy to have his team back and playing. He's got a star in Trey Dennis. One of his other stars, though, is missing, and that's Dylan Barrett. Dylan injured his knee over the Christmas holidays and has not been able to play since, and averaging 19 points a game, so he's certainly missing him.
Anybody that's out that scores 19 a game for you, you have to make up those points, so you better get better defensively, and you better hope some people pick up that slack.
All ready to go. Here we are. The Bobcats dressed in white with the blue and the red uniforms. North Harford in their visiting green. Yeah, we'll give you the starting lineups here as we get a chance.
North Harford's in their 1-2-2 zone. And Bel Air's got to slide the ball, have some cutters, get in behind like they just did.
Nice pass, but a block inside. Shot, the foul is going to be called. Getting the ball up on the basket was Ashton Grew. Ashton, the 6'4" senior, and he'll go to the line. Chance to score the first 2 points of the night for the Bel Air Bobcats.
Yeah, there's North Harford has some size in Aaron Huth, who's 6'6", number 24, who is out there, and Evan Wagner, number 23.
Well, that's 1 out of 2 for Ashton Grew, and so the Bobcats break on top here. There's a shot clock, 30-second shot clock in boys basketball. Driving, looking for the one-hander, and getting the basket to fall. That's Evan Wagner, the 6'3" guy that Bob was just talking about.
It was a nice move on his part. Bel Air went into a 1-2-1 full court press, and North Harford broke it like good teams do.
Shot from the corner, goes around the rim, doesn't fall. Rebound comes to Bel Air. Bobcats moving around, looking for another three-pointer from the long distance, no good. Rebound comes to North Harford. That shot by the Bel Air Bobcats was by Trey Dennis, the number 25, the young man we talked about, who had 29 points against Falston in the last time Bel Air Bobcats were out. A victory for the Bobcats.
Boy, that's quite a rivalry, too, just like this game is.
It is, and the Falston Cougars beat the Bel Air Bobcats in the first game of the year, and so it was a revenge game for the Bobcats, winning that game that was last week. Long three-pointer off the front of the rim, no good. That shot was by John Alred.
What did I tell you there earlier, Don? That's an ambitious shot.
Dennis, the three-pointer off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound comes off into the hands of George Alexander, the 5'11" senior. Alexander with the ball, gives it up, gets it back. Shot from the elbow, actually the corner, no good. Rebound comes to Bel Air, and here come the Bobcats. 2-1 the score early on, about 2 minutes into the game. There's Dennis driving, cut off, shoots, gets it. Nice little stop and pop.
Yeah, that was a nice drive, nice pull up. There you are, Bel Air still in the 1-2-1-1. A little softer this time.
Trey Dennis averaging 19 points a game. Actually, Trey averaging 16. By the way, Trey Dennis is from Mount Carmel. He's a transfer. And Bob, as former coaches, that's always nice to see on your doorstep a transfer who comes in with that kind of talent.
Oh, it is.
Losing the ball and taking it away is North Harford. Good job there by John Allred to recover the ball. Allred, Dennis on him. Allred driving, little pop, no good. Rebound. Oh, nice little rebound. That's a good job. That's the big man, Aaron Huth.
Yeah.
The 6'6" guy, Bob, that you were talking about. So the Hawks go back on top by a point.
Yeah, he and Evan give them a little bit of size, and it showed there.
Yeah, Huth is not only 6'6", but he's a big 6'6". Dennis, that long three-pointer, gets it to fall. Wow. He was heavily guarded.
Yeah, that was an excellent shot over top of a person. I'm not sure how many of those in a row he'll make, but.
Looking for the three from the outside, no good. And that was Garrett Reniki. Huth with the rebound, can't get it to fall. Rebound comes off into the hands of the Bobcats' Ashton Grew, the 6'4" senior. Dennis has the ball taken away, stripped by Alexander. Alexander going in and misses the layup, doesn't get the foul. Nice rebound, good pop, and it falls in. That good job there by Garrett Reniki.
It was actually an excellent job by him, because the secret to somebody driving is to be the third man in the situation. So if he misses, you get the rebound. If you're the offensive guy, you can put it back. And if you're the defensive guy, you can go the other way. He was the offensive guy, and they scored.
Dennis on the outside missing. Giving up nice block by Huth. Huth gets the rebound and throws the ball away.
It's a shame. He did a really nice job.
I'm impressed with a young man who has that kind of size, Bob. He takes up a lot of space inside, and he knows what he needs to do. Reminds you of a guy named Barkley back in the day. Took up size. Losing the ball again is Dennis. Taking away, that's Reniki. Reniki thinks about the three. Dennis tries to steal it back, and the ball is out of bounds. Referees in the ball game, Jeff Rawls and Sean Drennan, along with Ken Vanderweel. We have 3 referees, Bob. That's just what you like, right?
It gives another a man an opportunity to make some money. And when you get a 3-man team, sometimes it can be really great. But that really depends on whether they really work together. And
yeah, we often see 2-man teams of referees in high school. Giving it up, Reniki. Battling for the ball, sticking with it. Can't get the ball to fall. Good job, though, by Allred. Check it by Wagner. You notice this gym has an open end. They've lifted the screen, so there's no stands there. That, Bob, sometimes disturbs your peripheral vision. When you're coming, there's nothing behind you. Looks like the Bobcats are picking up all court.
Remember the old Cole Fieldhouse at the University of Maryland? They had one end like that that was forever.
Yeah.
And it was very, very tough when you get down there to high school tournaments to shoot the basketball.
Alexander gives it up, and the foul is going to be called. Boy, nice job by Alexander to penetrate. He found Reniki. Reniki will go to the line. He'll shoot 2.
This is a pretty even basketball game right now.
With this, Bob, and I'm impressed with the team coming in at 1-6. You know, again, as we said, their record is deceiving because they've been in every game they've played, and they've been playing up in competition. Looks like Alexander may have had some sort of an injury. He's going to go out off the court for a moment. Replaced in there by Mike Rote, number 21. Reniki now with 2 free throws. He's got 3 points. His team up now by a point. That's 7-6. We're just about 5 minutes into the game. Pretty evenly matched so far, Bob.
Absolutely. You know, there's been turnovers on both sides, missed shots on both sides, and then they've been just a few really nice plays on both sides to get them their points.
And the shooter's roll there for Garrett Reniki. Nice pass, nice give.
Yeah.
Good play there.
That was an excellent team play there.
Nick Golinski with the basket. Reniki driving, has it blocked away.
When you talk about team basketball for a score, that was Bel Air's last play.
Golinski with the block. Ball retained by North Harford. Tie game. Good strip away. Picked up, though, by North Harford.
It's not picked up yet.
They're still battling. Looks like they're going to call a double dribble. Jeff Rawls says you can't do that.
He just kept sticking his hand out to try to get the ball instead of really stepping and grabbing the ball far terribly.
Yep. There's the coach in Bob
that ball.
Coming out. Grab the ball out there. Reniki will trigger it in again.
Dive on the floor if you have to.
Giving up the 3-point shot. Reniki won't. He'll put it up. Hits the bottom of the basket. Actually not through the basket, but the bottom of the net. Doesn't count that way.
Ooh.
A little bit of a wide pass.
A little bit of razzle-dazzle there to try to get the... And then he finished up with that one-hand pass, which is an extremely difficult pass to make, especially when you're a little bit off the move.
Going to stay with North Harford, Garrett Reniki, the 5'10 senior. Garrett averaging 11.5 points in a game. He's got 15 3-pointers coming in, and his partner, George Alexander, has 16, so they're not shy about shooting the 3-pointer.
No. Obviously, they're not too shy about making a few of them.
We like that part. That's Patrick Strodes in the ball game, number 13. Foul is going to be called on the floor.
Gavin Shaw did a really nice job, number 4 for Bel Air. Excellent defensive, and then he grabbed the basketball. And got fouled on the other end. It's Bel Air's ball here.
Feels they're straightening things out. New boy coming in. It looks like John Alred back in the ball game for North Harford.
Damian Walker also number 11 for Bel Air, throwing the ball in bounds.
Dennis with the ball driving. Oh, nice block inside. It's going to go to North Harford. Good job there by number 13, Patrick Strodes, just in the ball game. Strodes, the 6'2" senior. Bob, it's interesting. Everybody on this floor for North Harford, except one player on the team, is a senior, but none of them have any varsity experience.
Well, like you said, they didn't play last year. There weren't any teams, any games, and
Walker comes off the bench shooting that 3-pointer, doesn't get it to fall. Rebound, George Alexander. Alexander triple teamed, gets out of it. Foul is going to be called.
It's tough to keep dribbling the ball with your back to the people and your back to the basket because you really can't see what's going on. You really got to just cut that dribble and step through and look and make a pass.
Yeah.
Because if there's 3 guys chasing you, you have a couple of guys open.
High pass, recovered by North Harford. Good job, but can't get the ball to fall. And the rebound and the basket. That basket by number 31, Shane Bourne's in the ball game.
Very nice offensive rebound down on that and follow putback.
Chance for a three-point play for Bourne. Bobcats up by 2. No, it's the North Harford Hawks up by 2.
No, yeah.
Had the scoreboard was a little off on that one. Missing the free throw. It's a 2-point lead for North Harford. Damian Walker, number 11, with the ball. Dennis shooting the three-pointer. High for the rebound, losing it. It's going to go to Bel-Air. Looked like Bourne's got the rebound, but lost it.
Yeah, now you have the theory on shooting, Don. When you're 1 for 4 from 3, shooting 25%. Do you keep shooting till you get hot, or do you do something else to try to score? And
shooters say the next one's going in, Bob.
I understand what they say.
Jake Snyder in the ball game, number 44 of Bel-Air.
But when you're a coach and you want to win, you have to give all that thought.
Talking to Sean Drennan before the ball game, one of the referees, he was talking about how his son played here at Bel-Air, and that we had the pleasure of doing some of their ball games. It's always good to hear that.
I'm not sure that I want to hear that.
No, he was very complimentary. He said, it's a wonderful thing you guys do. And I said, it's our pleasure always. Oh, that's a nice little left-handed reverse by Damian Walker. Not sure if he's left-handed or not, but that certainly was a great play. Looks like Snyder's going to pick up the foul. Foul on Snyder as Mike Rote. Check it to Shane Vorms is fouled.
It continues to be an even game, and
Patrick Srodes. Dribbling through, gets it. Underneath, good job there by Walker to intercept it. Walker has played well off the bench. Looking for the three, and it's good. That's Chris Nichol. Chris Nichol hits the three, the 5'7" senior.
Now Don, during the JV game, Bel-Air had a young man, number 1. We didn't know his name as we were watching the game, and he was draining threes, you told me.
Yeah, it looks like the same guy.
Yeah, and you told me they need to bring that number 1 up to shoot the three for. Maybe they have.
Maybe just gave him his uniform. Snyder cut off.
Nice pass.
Oh, nice pass and a nice shot. Good move to the basket. That was by Ashton Grew.
I love to see a kid who can enter the ball from the side into the post and make things happen.
And suddenly the Bobcats have scored 7 points in a row to take a 15-10 lead. They were down by 10-8. And now just like that, with 23 seconds left in the first period, they're up by 5.
Damian Walker, that was a nice play on his part. Make that pass.
Walker coming off the bench, the 6-foot senior.
At the 58-second mark, I said it was an even game.
Yeah.
Now there's 23.4, and it's a 5-point lead. That's how fast things change.
And Bob, you know that as a basketball coach, that's the way this game is. There are runs. You get on a run, and it's just like momentum takes over.
Greatest run I ever saw in high school was I saw Calvert Hall High School play Camden High School from New Jersey at the Spectrum in Philadelphia. With 1:25 left in the game, Camden High School was up with Milt Wagner and by 7 with 1:25 left. When the game ended, Calvert Hall won by 7 in regulation. It's a 14-0 run. That was a year back when Mark Amatucci was coaching Calvert Hall, and they were I think that was the year that they were the national champions, United States #1 ranked team in the country, with some great talent on that team.
Goes back to what, the 1980s?
Yeah, I think it was 1981 there. It was either 80. I think it was 1981, and they were led by Pop Tubman, a little point guard that was nasty, the way he could play. He was a good player. Mark Wilson, who ended up playing at the University of Minnesota, was a 2-guard on that team. The Edwards brothers were on that team, and Dwayne, I can't remember Dwayne's last name, Dwayne Farrell, who played at Georgia Tech and then in the NBA for a little bit.
Bob, that's Alex Darko. Excuse me for interrupting you there. The coach for the Bel-Air Bobcats. He's an executive with the Klein organization here in the county, and coaches as what they call a temporary emergency coach. I think they still call them that, who are not employed by the school system, but are hired to teach, or to coach, I should say.
Now, how long has he coached?
He's been 8 years the head varsity coach
Pretty
here.
temporary.
Yeah. I always wondered about that nomenclature. I don't know if they've changed it or not, but the idea is if you're not a teacher, then you're hired strictly as a coach. Same with Mitch Volk and with Nick Panos, neither who teach at the school, although they are, if you think about North Harford, Mitch Volk told me that he went to Aberdeen early on and then moved to North Harford. So he graduated in the class of 72, telling me that his 50th year reunion is coming up. Wow. I hate to say, but my 60-year reunion is coming up, so that's a little bit, a little tough.
Yeah.
Mitch says he's really trying to find out when Aberdeen's going to have their reunion, because he believes, of course, he knows some of the people from Aberdeen and wanted to go to their reunion, even though he's a North Harford person. And I say North Harford because he was the chief person responsible from the community in designing the new North Harford High School, which is the old school in terms of the skin of the school, the exterior, but the interior is all different. And I thought it was great that the community stayed together and said, hey, we want to keep the school that we remember, at least the appearance of it. So instead of tearing the old school down, they just gutted the interior and made it a brand new school with the old exterior.
Wow.
Kind of interesting. From the corner, looking for three, off the back of the rim, no good. Battling for the rebound and turned away is Snyder. Good job by Snyder to pull that rebound down. Back to Snyder. Snyder tacks up the three, doesn't get it. Rebound, and it's good. It'll count. That rebound by Chris Nichol.
That was an excellent play by Nichol.
It really was. So just like that, what is that? Let's say 9-point run for Bel Air. They're closing out that first period to lead by 17-10.
Nichol had two nice plays. He hit that three wide open, and then he just made that play. So he has to have at least 5.
He does have 5. That's exactly what he has, matching Trey Dennis with his 5. Also, Grew has 3, and 2 each for Damian Walker and for Nick Golinski. You'll see the replay on this last play. See how Nichol was right in position for the play.
You don't have to be bigger if you're in the right spots.
See, he's right on the, here's the shot by Snyder. Going to be off, but look where Nichol is. Gets the rebound, puts it up, doesn't hit the ground. Of course, that the horn was just about to blow. Had he brought it down, it wouldn't have counted.
Right. He did a great job knowing that I better just throw this back up, and he did.
Nice replay there. Thank you there, Booth. 4 points for Garrett Reniki for North Harford. He's leading them. 2 each for Wagner and Huth and for Bournes.
Well, those guys on our cameras and the guys in the truck, they do a fantastic job. So I don't expect anything less than in those types of replays.
The pressure is on. North Harford looking to try to get back in the ball game. That's Huth with the drive. Gets his own rebound, puts it up, and good. Nice play by Aaron Huth. Hung with it, Bob.
He's a big, big young man.
Yeah. That's when you understand what you have to sell. That is your size. Just staying in there, getting what they call the garbage points.
But he's got a nice soft touch about him.
He does.
And you know, even though he's a big physical kid.
Looks like they bailed Dennis out. He's a little bit out of control, but I think they're going to get a foul, so it'll stay with Bel Air. Third foul by North Harford, 4 on the Bobcats. Out of bounds, it'll go to North Harford. Good idea there by Will Carrier, the Bel Air young man who triggered it in, just wasn't able to get the ball to the man he was looking for.
Well, he threw the ball to him. You got to step in and body and catch that ball and then body the basket. But you have to have the ball first.
Huth recovering it, and they'll throws it away.
It's a tough game to play without the ball in your hands when you're trying to go to the basket where you start with the ball.
It was a 17-10 game at the period. Now it's 17-12. Bob, it's just surreal without fans here. You know, I missed them.
Too quiet.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the rah.
Oh, that's a good one. I like it.
Can't hear it. just can't hear it.
But again, we are not complaining. We understand the need to keep everyone safe, and we're just glad they're playing basketball and that we're allowed here to do the taping. And the live streaming, Bob. Do you realize that you're going live perhaps in the Philippines? Somebody's watching you?
Well, if I could speak Philippine, I would greet them, but...
And the foul is going to be called. Great pass.
That was an excellent pass.
Received there by Will Carrier, and Carrier put it up. He got fouled. He'll go to the line shooting 2. We talked about Dylan Barrett, the young man who averages 19 points, who injured his knee over the Christmas break and not here, not playing. They're hoping it's maybe just a strain, and that Alex Darko and the Bobcats will get him back before the season's over.
Yeah, that's tough. You lose a young man who's, I understand, a great young man,
and a senior too. That's tough in your senior year.
It's really, really difficult.
Missing them both. Huth with the rebound. Nice outlet.
Nice look.
And it's going to be an offensive foul called. Evan Wagner spinning to the basket. Offensive foul is going to be called.
It's really difficult to make a play on offense where you put yourself, where your body touches another body on a play like that going to the basket, because it gives the official an opportunity to make a call. And
Huth with the interception. Boy, I'm impressed with the way he's playing.
You know what's really good about his game is he plays within himself.
Very good point.
Ooh.
That has to be an offensive foul, doesn't it?
Now that one with the left arm shoving the kid up into the...
Yeah,
that was...
Even I could call that one, huh, Bob? Yeah, you don't want to do that when the official is right next to you.
Hey, in all the years on the bench when I was coaching and I was trying to be an official at the same time, I could have got that call right.
Exactly. And you weren't being paid. Driving one-hander, can't get it to fall. That was Dakota Garcia in the ball game.
Well, that was a nice block by Wagner right there. He came from behind and got that ball.
Hawks looking to get right back in the ball game here. Chris Nichol.
So you better check that basketball and make sure it has enough air in it.
Huth with the rebound, and it falls through. Good job. Really, really impressed with Aaron Huth. He's now got 6 points.
A lot of the people in the court are having trouble dribbling that basketball. I'm wondering if it has enough air in it.
Saving, but taken away by North Harford. Here come the Hawks, looking to get right back in the ball game. Remember, they trailed by 7 at the period. Now they're back within 3.
That might have been a good foul to give right there, because if he beats that without getting bumped, it might have led to a 3-on-2 and an easy basket. So, professional foul, taking one for your team.
George Alexander. Trey Dennis on him. Cut off. Gets it to Huth. Huth spins, loses the ball. Going to be picked up by Belair. Here come the Bobcats. Good job by Will Carrier in the ball game. Huth with it. I'm not sure that you want a big man bringing your break up, do you, huh, Bob?
That's the most dangerous situation in the world. A big man with a ball who thinks he's the point guard.
Oh, goodness. All he saw was open space in front of him. Fortunately for North Harford.
And he'll tell you, hey, there was nobody there. I knew I could have got to that basket with the dribble.
Hawks working the ball around.
Nice
Good pass, good conversion. Garrett Reniki with the basket. Just like that, North Harford.
Who made that pass? Was that Patrick Schroes, number 13 for North Harford?
May have been. I didn't.
Well,
taken away by North Harford.
Oh.
Good job. That's a great job by Reniki. Reniki now has 8 points, and just like that.
Yeah.
I think they've got the score reversed on our scoreboard here. They've got Belair with a 21-16 lead, but let me count it up. 2, 4, 6, that's 8 points, so it's 18 for North Harford.
Oh, there it goes, Don. It's changing as you speak.
Yeah, it should be 18.
17, North Harford?
18-17, I think. The Bobcats have not scored here in the third period.
Now they need to flip it back. It looks like they have it at Belair. Oh,
yeah.
Now they have it 18-18.
That's 18-17. That is That is the score, as the Bobcats now have not scored in this second period, and North Harford has scored 8 points.
8 straight points.
Bob, you talked about it. There was a 7-point run for the Bobcats in the first period. Now, just like that, it's an 8-point run for North Harford.
And we're back to playing an even basketball game again, which basically, except for the 2 runs, it's been an even game the whole time and still is. I like these even games because you have to pay attention. You make a mistake, it costs you. You do something good, it helps you.
Good timeout by Alex Darko. He realized his team had just sort of gotten off kilter, and he wants them to get back into where they were. Dennis firing up that 3-pointer off the front of the rim. No good. Big rebound. Nice job there by Evan Wagner. Wagner has played well. 6'3" senior. Good give and go. Oh, taken away by Dennis. Trying to beat 2, up, and does not get the slam. That would have been, they brought the crowd to its life. Oh, that's right, there's no crowd here.
That would have been 2 points.
Looking for a 3 from long distance over the back of the rim, and no good. That was George Alexander. So the ball goes back to North Harford. I should say back to Bel Air, trailing by 1. Halfway through the second period. Dennis, cut off by Alexander.
North Harford has stayed in that 1-2-2 zone, and
inside it goes. Well, nice look. One-hander no good. Rebound, that's Huth.
Well, Eric continues.
Reniki thinks about the 3, gives it up.
Belair's kind of playing a 1-3-1 zone really the whole game, but it matches into a little bit of man when you really look at it.
It was Wagner who got that shot off and was fouled. I see a good look at Jeff Rawls. Jeff, one of the veteran officials in the county. Wagner misses the first. Wagner averaging just about 9 points a game. Bobcats 3-3 on the year, 1-6 North Harford. The Hawks won their first game of the year. They've lost 6 in a row, looking to break that 6-game losing streak, and nobody else to break it against better than Bel Air if you're North Harford, because they are rivals. Go back to the old days when North Harford would call the duck farmers. Remember that?
When Bel Air used to call them the duck
Bel Air
farmers?
called them the duck farmers. There was always a duck that would be turned loose when the Hawks were playing, and Bel Air was the pea pickers. And you could rest assured there'd be some raw peas going across the floor at some point. Huth with the rebound. Hey, Bob, I'm going back to the 50s here when I'm talking about that. Reniki with the drive, can't get it to fall. Out of bounds, it's going to be Bel Air. Yeah, that used to be the thing. Somehow a duck would be smuggled into the gym, and at some point you could hear the quack, quack, quack duck going across the floor.
And the duck stayed quiet the whole time he was in the gym until you threw him out on the floor, right?
I'm not so sure about that. I think he brought him in and let him loose.
All at the same time, right?
At the same time. The pea pickers and the duck farmers. Dennis loses it, gets it back. Now gets it to the corner. The shot looking for 3 off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound North Harford. That was Will Carrier. Couldn't get the 3-pointer to drop. Inside 3 minutes left in the first half. Reniki fakes, shoots, doesn't get it to fall. That was a beautiful play, just couldn't finish. Driving, losing, under the basket. Jump ball called. It's going to be possession Bel Air. 2:43 left in the half. 2-point lead for the Hawks.
Well, this is an important 2:43 for both teams, because if one of them can get a run going, it'll really boost the side.
Carrier looking for that 3 again. Back of the rim, no good. Comes right off. Good rebound there. Into the hands of Shane Bourne.
I would love to see not only their shooting percentage, but the number of threes they've taken and the number they've made.
Yeah, you fall in love with that 3, and, you know, yeah, it's a weapon. But like you said, Bob.
Well, if you don't shoot 33%, at least 33% from 3, you're doing your club a disservice.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have to shoot 50% from 2 to get as many points as if you shoot 33% from third, even, you know, to match up with that. But
Right.
it's obviously a lot easier to score from two if you're scoring around the basket.
Bobcats get the basketball. Recovered there by Nick Golinski. Into the corner, looking for that three. Back of the rim, no good. Nice rebound. Boy, Reniki went out among the trees and got the ball.
Reniki's done some nice stuff here. And then he's done that.
Yeah, not quite as good. Blocked by Caden Kestner.
There's
and the
nice
basket.
Play.
Good job by Gavin Shaw.
Yeah, he's played fairly well, Gavin Shaw.
Back to a tie game at 19 now and throwing the ball away.
That's good defense on his part also.
Gavin Shaw, the 5'9" junior football player, averaging 8 points a game.
Yeah, he has some football aggressiveness in him.
Yeah, you can tell. Not a big kid by any means.
No.
There's a three. Back of the rim, no good. Getting his own rebound. That was Nichol. Good interception, knocking it out of play.
Yeah, not a pass to make.
It was Patrick Strodes who was right there in the passing lane. Patrick takes timeout, tying his shoe.
Mike Rote coming in the ball game down for North Harford here, number 21.
And Mark McMullen coming in the game, number 50 for the Bobcats. Minute 22 left in the half. Tie game at 19. Bobcats had a 7-point lead coming into this period, looking for that three, and now gets it to fall.
There we go.
There it is. That's Nick Golinski, his first three of the night. He's got 5. His team up by 3 now at 22-19. Driving, rebound. Wagner, he's fouled. Well, Evan Wagner's been around that basket also.
He has. That's 5 straight points now for Bel Air. It was 19-17 North Harford. Now it's 22-19. So we're either getting that one run I was talking about, or Evan Wagner has a chance to stop it right here.
And he does, making the first. Has his team back within 2. Like Damian Walker back in the game for the Bobcats. For North Harford, Ryan Tracy, number 33 in the game. Missing the second. Here come the Cats with inside a minute, up by 2. Walker, pass off the man he tried to get it to.
Yeah, he threw it at his feet, hit his foot, and
Yeah, good point, Bob.
I didn't know whether he was trying to bounce pass or the ball just got away from him.
Bobcats with the press. Ken Vanderweel, the official.
Boy, he got lucky with that pass.
That pass was ugly to begin with.
Man, you can't
Nothing good was going to happen.
You cannot throw rainbow passes under your own basket.
You can, but the coach will be sitting you on the bench beside him pretty quickly. North Harford very lucky to retain possession. Ken Vanderweel, Sean Drennan, and Jeff Rawls, the 3 officials in the game.
Oh.
5 seconds to get it in. They do. Boy, triple teamed with the sideline and bailed out by the foul. Bob, you know that when you got the sideline or the end line.
It's the best defender you can have if you're the other team's coach. You can force a kid to a sideline. You can trap him on a sideline.
That's the 8th team foul, so it's 1-1 now for the Hawks. Mike Rote, who was bailed out by that foul. Huth coming back in the ball game. Aaron Huth, 6'6" senior, 10 points a game. He's got 6 already here tonight. Makes the first.
What do you think? 8 of Huth's 10 come from offensive rebounds and putbacks.
Yeah. Just a big young man who's got the size, got the strength, knows what he needs to do. Huth gets the rebound, and he's fouled. Wow, the big man goes up and gets it without fouling, and then he's fouled. Aaron Huth.
Well, that's where I say he has touch, because he's jumping over a guy's back, but he's really not over his back. He's just jumping in the air, and he's long, and he's taller than the guy, so he can tip the ball to get to himself and then try to go strong to the basket and either make it or get fouled.
Misses the first, has a chance now to tie this game with 37.7 seconds left. Misses them both. Rebound comes to Walker. And what are they going to say? Lane violation?
Yeah.
So don't count that shot. Give him one more chance.
Yeah.
Jeff Rawls right on the spot saying you violated the lane, Bel-Air, so we're going to give another shot to Aaron Huth. Misses that one as well. What's the call?
Well, he probably got 2 for the takedown if we were wrestling.
It's going to be against North Harford. That's their 15th foul. Still not a shooting situation for Bel-Air.
Third foul? What is it? Is that Wagner's second
Second,
foul?
yeah. Second for Wagner. 29 seconds, so the shot clock is off. Will the Bobcats take the last shot of the half? Triple team, looking for 3. Short. Rebound comes off to the Hawks.
Well, the
10
answer
seconds.
was no. What a look that was, huh?
Yeah, it was. Look up, and there's the basketball. Funny how that found me. 5.5 seconds left.
Should have been another look up and make the bounce pass to the big guy next to the basket.
Putting up the 3. Short off the front rim, and that will end our half with the score 22-21. The host team, the Bel-Air Bobcats, leading by 1.
You know, when I was in high school, I don't think I could have hit the rim from as far out as he was taking that 3.
He almost had it hit the front of the rim, but didn't go in. So the Bobcats in that entire second period scored just 5 points. North Harford had, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, had 10 points. So they were able to narrow that 7-point deficit down to 1. Where at the half, it is a 22-21 lead for the host Bel-Air Bobcats. We'll come back in just a moment. Well, we're back with you at Bel-Air High School. Don Morrison along with my partner, Bob McCone. Bob, thank you for coming all the way up from the beach. Wow. To come here and be with me, that's just saying something.
Yeah.
You don't have a life, that's what it's saying. No, so happy to have you here. This is an interesting game, you know, a very well-played game and a very evenly played game. And as you mentioned, a game of runs where North Harford was ahead early, then Bel-Air came back and went ahead, then North Harford went ahead, and then the Bobcats came back.
Yes. It's been an interesting game from that standpoint. You know, as for a good game, there's been some turnovers and some things that just, you know, haven't made it as sweet as it could be.
Yeah.
And Bel-Air taking a number of 3-point shots they've taken and probably made 3 of like 16 or 17 or 18.
Yeah.
You know, they've been better off doing some different things or trying at the time. But if they have a history of shooting the ball well, then it just means they're in a slump, and then they'll come back and they'll start making those threes in a better percentage.
Bob, that was John Alred talking to Nick Panos a few moments ago we had on our screen. And, you know, Nick Panos and Mitch Vogt are great teachers. They've been coaching in North Harford since 1994. I figured out that's like 28 years coaching girls basketball, boys basketball, and now this is their first year combining as co-coaches, or Nick the head coach and Mitch the assistant coach in boys varsity. There you see them again, Nick talking to John Alred, explaining a point. And again, these are seniors, yeah, but seniors without any varsity experience. And
right.
They'll have to start all over again next year because this whole senior class will be gone.
It's not an easy task. I mean, it really isn't. And I give them both a great deal of credit because, like you said, they moved from girls JV when their daughters played in the North Harford system, you know, all the way up to what we're talking about now as a boys varsity coaches.
Yeah. Jeff Burrows, the former coach in North Harford, coaching baseball, and his daughter now involved in basketball, so he's getting away from basketball. So Mitch and Nick stepped in. Well, the Hawks now have the ball going from right to left on your TV screen, looking for the 3, long, rebound, Bel-Air. That ball did not draw iron at all as Ashton Grew came down with the rebound. Looking for three again. Not giving up on that three. That's Grew again with the rebound. Has it blocked. Huth with the rebound. It's so good to see a big man who knows his role, Bob.
You know, interesting, Don, you told me that he almost dunked the basketball at halftime.
Yeah.
When the warm-ups, well, I tell you, as soon as you turned your head, he did dunk
really
the basketball. Nice pass.
Great pass. Great block by Huth, but he picks up the foul. That was a great pass. Will Carrier, young man who had the ball blocked, but he'll go to the line shooting too.
Look at 32 on the line, Don.
Rolls the ball in. That's Carrier's first point of the night. Two new players coming in for the Hawks. That's Dylan Allred, number 3, the twin brother of John Allred. Also in the ball game, Garrett Reniki, number 5. George Alexander is the number 1, 31 in the ball game. Is Shane Bournes.
He's got some starters sitting over there at North Harford.
Yeah, Huth is sitting down. The twins, John Allred, 22, and Dylan Allred, number 3, both in the ball game. Both free throws good.
Well, there's in a full court man press this time instead of their 1-2-1-1.
Lots of contact, no foul. Boy, Ashton Grew has been very active here in this third period. Giving it up and making the basket. Great pass, great conversion by Grew again. I think that pass came from Chris Nichol.
He's quietly been fairly effective.
Looking for the three. That's a long three.
Wow.
Well guarded. And Grew again with a rebound. Boy, he's made a difference. Great pass. Great block. It was Wagner with the block. Driving. Puts it up. Won't fall. No foul called. Wagner with the rebound. Here come the Hawks and a wild pass. A little sloppy here, Bob, as they came out of the locker room.
Yeah, I mean, they've taken some shots that, you know,
yeah.
When I was coaching, I used to tell the kids, you know, you throw $100 down on the ground before you take a shot and bet me the 100 that your shot's going to go in. Because if you take one of those shots, I'm picking up your 100. And,
oh, you know, $100 bill. I haven't seen one of those ever.
Did they make them?
I don't think so. Nice pass, nice conversion. There's Grew again. Boy, Grew has come out and just played well here. And that run, it's now a 7-point lead for the Bel Air Bobcats.
Now they've got a 6-point run to this point. It was, what, 22?
Up by 1, yeah.
Yeah.
Now they're up by 7. Hawks danger zone for the Hawks now. They need to come back.
This is where you're North Harford. You have to take a good shot, preferably a layup.
Alexander. Floating one-hander, doesn't draw iron. Good job by Wagner to get the rebound. Alexander picks up the loose ball. Driving one-hander, won't fall. Rebound, and the foul is called. That was Shane Bournes who came away with the rebound. He'll go to the line shooting 2.
Interesting shot selections.
Yeah. But at least the Hawks kept the ball alive, Bob. They crashed the boards.
They did. That is why they're standing on the free throw line right now.
Shane Bournes, 5'11" senior. Back in the ball game, Aaron Huth. Spelled H-U-T-H, Huth. Dennis back in the ball game. I don't think he started the second half. I'm not sure.
He did not start the second half, and he didn't play at the end of the first half. At the end of the first half.
Trey Dennis, the 6'2" transfer from Mount Carmel, just a junior, averaging 16 points a game, had 29 against Falston in their win last week, making the second one. Lawrence now with 3 points, breaks the Skeen. Down by 6 is North Harford. Dennis, he won't hesitate, puts up the 3, front of the rim, no good. Grew out hustles Huth for that rebound. Rebound comes off to North Harford. That's John Alred with the rebound. Alred has it taken away. And the basket. Good job by Gavin Shaw. Shaw got himself under control and made the basket. Up by 8 now. Alexander. Bobcats say it's our ball, but the officials do not agree. Ken Vanderweel.
Ooh.
Not sure what that was. They weren't paying attention at it for a moment.
It was almost a backcourt pass. Well, it could have, I mean, he could have let it.
Yeah, it looked like they marked the ball ready for play, but half the players didn't realize it.
Yeah.
There you see Nick Panos, the veteran coach of North Harford, one of the nicest guys you're ever going to want to meet. The name Panos sounds familiar. His cousin, Liz Panos, was one of the greatest athletes that this county has ever seen back in the 70s. Played at Bel Air High School. Field hockey, basketball, softball.
Great athlete. I understand a better person even.
Absolutely. And it hurt me that Nick said she's now a grandmother. I remember her as a, teenager. She's a grandmother. Said, Nick, you didn't have to tell me that. So hello to Liz Panos. Used to work with her mother at the Aegis newspaper, and talk about a great family. Vicki Panos, longtime teacher at Falston.
That was sort of the golden era of Bel Air athletics.
Absolutely. Foul was called. Yeah, they won 3 straight softball championships, and I think a couple of hockey championships as well back in the 70s.
Kind of like Alice Puckett's era at Falston High School with the girls field hockey, where she won 12 state titles.
Yeah. Again, talk about somebody who's a better person than she was an athlete or a coach. And that's saying a lot.
Yeah, but she is that.
Yep. This Alice Puckett, Alice Hopkins, making the second one with Shane Borns. Of course, her husband, Mark Puckett, longtime baseball coach there at Falston. Jump shot short. Tempted. That's Grew again. Boy, Grew is there to clean up and get the basket. He's got 6 points in this third period.
Yeah, he's a good garbage man. Boy. Right there just when you need him. And
his team up by 9. I think that's the biggest lead of the night, Bob. Like you said, this is danger time for North Harford. They've got to cut into this lead.
Well, it's 9 points now. I mean, so
little chippiness going on there, and the
officials right on top of that.
Yeah, good job. Sean Grennan and Jeff Rawls coming in. Both teams are being called off the floor. Brian Jagman, the assistant coach for the Bel Air Bobcats, had a chance to talk to he and Alex Darko before the game. Not sure exactly what happened. I didn't see what got people riled up, but there was a little bit of chippiness that went on.
I think that player's now out of the game.
No fouls called. Fish did a good job of just calming everything down. Nick Panos sends in Patrick Srodes.
That was a very nice job by the officials, how they handled that.
Yeah, not make a big deal of it. Just say, hey, let's calm it down. That is a great shot. That's John Alred.
Reverse backspin on that layup.
I'm liking it.
It made it stop and go right into the basket.
That's a horse shot, right? You can win.
It is.
You can win on horse.
You'd eliminated at least 1 or 2 players on that shot.
Alred, block is called. Boy, John Alred, the 5'10 senior, that was his first 2 points of the night, but they were classic.
Yeah. I think the official who made that call was looking for help.
Here you'll see the replay on this. Watch this shot. He comes up, dipsy doodle, English, French, or whatever that was.
Inside English, it hit, spin and brought it right back into the basket.
That's a nice replay. Thank you, Booth.
Again.
As always. Alred is feeling it. Saved in bounds. Grew again. Good job to hold on to the basketball. That's Nick Golinski. Little guy in there. Doesn't get it to fall. Little guy Gavin Shaw. Little, 5'9", not that little, but a lot of trees in there, Bob.
A lot of trees.
You know, as a guard, you and I'm not sure I was ever comfortable driving in the middle there and putting the ball up that way. Were you? I was looking to try to get rid of it.
Well, when I got to high school, Don, it was a lot easier to drive in high school games to the middle than where I grew up learning to play.
Yeah. South Philly, folks, if you don't know where Bob is from, yeah, you don't go in the paint if you want to come back with your nose where it was when you started.
You know the old saying, no harm, no foul, no blood, no foul, no. And if you break your nose, it's all right.
Missing them both. Rebound comes off to John Alred. Alred with the basketball. Fouled. I thought John was going to do another one of those dipsy doodles. If you hear the fans in the background, that's actually the JV team, I think, for the Hawks. Again, remind you there are no fans here. One of the COVID restrictions and one of the moves tried to be made by the county school system to keep everyone safe. John Alred shooting 2. Makes the first.
Well, that almost looked like a two-handed set shot there.
And actually shooting 1-on-1, the Hawks are already in the bonus, whereas Bel Air has committed just 3 fouls. I should say North Harford has committed just 3 fouls.
Only if you want to get it right.
Well, yeah. We strive for accuracy. We don't often get there, but that's where we strive. Now back to within 6 is North Harford. They've done a pretty good job of coming back. Nice give. Grew. Oh, Grew with the shot. I tell you what, Ashton Grew has now got 8 points in this third period. He's got 11 for the game.
He has really had an exceptional third quarter.
Who's driving? It will not fall. Rebound comes off to Caden Kestner. Nick Golinski thinks about it.
North Harford's been in the 3-2 zone. That 1-2-2, they've backed into a 3-2 now, and
Hawks basketball on the alternating possession rule. Bob, remember the old days when every time there was a tie-up, it was a jump ball?
It was a jump ball.
Gosh, that was boring.
I used to hate that when it was a tie-up with me and I had to jump.
Who's had the rebound lost it.
Usually got embarrassing.
A floating one-hander by Golinski.
Or it seemed that I was always tied up with a 6'4", 6'5" kid.
Garrett Reniki puts up the jumper. Rolls around, doesn't fall. Rebound to Kestner. Kestner, nice job off the bench. Looking for 3. Corner, no good. Dennis with the rebound. And it looks like he throws it away. An unforced error, as they say in tennis. 10-point lead now for the Bobcats at 36-26. Ashton Grew the 8 points here in this third period, making all the difference for the Bobcats.
Yeah, but he's done things just smoothly.
In the flow of the game.
Yep.
Oh, that's George Alexander. His first 3 of the night. He has 16 threes coming in. That's a big one.
Yeah, you know what that does, don't you? It encourages him to take another one quickly. So we'll be looking for it.
Dennis driving, rolls around, won't fall. Rebound North Harford. And there's the other shot you talked about he wanted to take. Huth can't secure the rebound and finally does. Oh, there's a three. Garrett Reniki. Boy, the three-point shot, Bob. What a weapon, huh?
Well, it is when it goes in. I mean,
Dennis fouled.
They've shot the ball. North Harford has shot the ball from three better this half than they did the first half. And obviously coming down toward the end of the basketball game, it's the end of the third quarter coming up now, but with 8 minutes and 53 seconds left in the game, they need to shoot the basketball better. They need to shoot that three well to get back into this game and have a chance to win.
53 seconds left here in this third period. And here's Trey Dennis, who had 29 points against Falston. He's got 5 tonight. So, you know, and we saw him sit out the latter part of the second period and then the first part of the third period.
Yeah, sometimes it's just not your night. But the game still have another quarter, and you can turn that around quickly.
And when you have the talent this young man does, he's the one you're just sort of waiting. I don't know what this is all about either, the official stepping in. Asking one of the North Harford players to sit down. I say asking. Patrick Strode's into the ball game. Dennis
looks like he has blood on him.
Rebound. That's Wagner. Dennis knocks it away. So from a 10-point lead, it's down now to a 4-point lead. This game has been, Bob, a series of runs, as we talked about. Dennis will sit down, and to replace him is Jack Snyder.
Hopefully just to get him a little rest for the fourth quarter.
Wagner gets rid of it, looking for three. Around and out. Grew with the rebound. Ashton Grew, the 6'4" senior. Grew, if he makes this one. Wagner loses the rebound. Comes off to North Harford. 28 seconds and counting left. Alexander almost loses it. Foul is going to be called. That'll be a 1-and-1.
That'll be a number 40.
Just in the ball game. That's Jack Snyder.
Jack Snyder, yeah.
Called with the foul. It'll send Patrick Strodes to the line.
Damian Walker back in the ball game for Jack Snyder.
Coming from the North Harford area, I would assume that Patrick is related to Chad Strodes, councilman. Makes that first one. Back within 18.9 seconds left. Boy, the Hawks were like left for dead about, what, 5 minutes ago?
Yes.
And now they're right back in the ball game.
But it's a game of runs. This game in particular is a game of runs. 6 8-point runs.
Misses the second.
He babied that shot. He shot the first one really nice.
Sort of pulled
back
back
on it. And
he
kind of babied it and hoped it in rather than just letting it go.
Grew gets the rebound. 10 seconds. 5 seconds. Not sure if they know. Walker gets rid of it. Yep, going to get it off in time. Will not fall. Boy, that was a big basket. Had that gone in, it does not. And so at the end of 3 periods, it's a 3-point game, as you see. The Bel Air Bobcats leading by 36-33.
Yeah, this is anybody's game still, Don. You got 8 minutes in a quarter, right?
Yep.
The first 2 minutes and the last 2 minutes dictate what happens in the quarter. If you come out in these first 2 minutes and jump out to a lead and make the other team have to change some things or do some things differently, then you're going to fight till you get down to the 2-minute mark, and then you're going to have to execute from that point on rather than be executed.
Well, that period, we talked about Ashton Grew with 8 points for 11 for a total, but those 2 3-point shots, one by Alexander and one by Reniki, almost back-to-back, Bob, they surely made the difference for North Harford.
Yes. Yes.
We talked about it being danger zone for the Hawks, in danger of losing, contact with this game, and those 2 3-pointers just simply brought them back.
Well, if they lose, if they go down by 8 sometime in the next minute or two, it's a long way to come back from that.
Looking from the corner, off the front of the rim, no good.
But if you're North Harford, that always helps. Have somebody take a three and it not go in. And you can get the rebound and get ready to go the other way and then get fouled.
John Alred gets the rebound. He is fouled. He'll go to the line. He'll shoot 1 and 1.
You know, I've always believed when you've gone 2 or 3 possessions without scoring, without your team scoring, you got to slow your team down and make them run a play that you know your best players going to get that shot or the next shot or even the next 2 shots to get you back on a roll again.
Speaking of a roll, that's a nice roll here at the Bel Air.
That was a roll.
Hitting in the front of the rim and falling in, bringing his team back within 2 now. Well, you're right, Bob. That's the old-fashioned two-handed set shot that John Alred has. Haven't seen one of those for a few years. Bobcats moving around, that zone moving for North Harford. Walker almost loses it, now does. Here comes Reniki. Spinning, left-handed. If that went in, it did not. That could have put the Hawks ahead, down by 1 now.
Yeah.
Driving. Oh, that's a nice driving one-hander by Chris Nichol. Nichol has 7. Puts his team back up by 3.
That shot was like a radar shot.
Driving one-hander. Good job by John Alred.
Terrible job by 2 defenders.
Yeah, you're right.
Just let them split them
sort of
instead
like
of stepping in front of them and saying, hey, you can't go here.
Sort of like the Red Sea parting there.
Wow.
Back within 1. Here's Nichol. Gets rid of it. Short jumper, no good. Rebound, that's Wagner. Boy, Wagner's done a nice job. Evan Wagner, the 6'3" junior. Cross-court pass. Open for the shot. 3 will not fall. That was Reniki. Had a good look, Bob, just didn't get it to fall. Oh, Chris Nichol now has just taken over. He's got 9. That running one-hander, Bob, that little
it's still only a 3-point game here because they're not playing defense at that end.
Yeah. Missing the drive was Reniki, had a chance.
Yeah. And that should have gone in. He should have laid that in.
It looked like he was a little out of control, maybe going a little too fast. Looking for 3. Back of the rim, no good. Rebound, Alred. Here come the Hawks, down by 3. 5 minutes, 40 seconds. Looking for the 3. Good, we're tied.
Well, he's 2 for 3 now in his last 3 shots from 3.
Mr. Alexander.
So now he has the license to shoot.
40-40 is the score. We are tied with 5:25. Bob McCone, if I'd ask you what kind of game would you like to see, I think this is the one we wanted to see. Back and forth, both teams making runs. Just an exciting game.
When the game is tied with 5:25 left, we know we're going to see an outstanding 5:25. So if you're watching the game, be ready because and don't go to the kitchen for a drink. Go now.
Yeah. Stay right here with us.
Because
there you see Alex Darko talking to his team. Yeah, it has been. It's been a good game. We've seen flashes of great play for both teams. Yeah, Reagan Michelle, we just told that, made a comment that great job, great commentating tonight. I paid Reagan before the game.
Thank you.
I paid her $5, yeah. No, wait, no. Well, thank you, Reagan. We appreciate that. We're having fun.
I don't know you, Reagan, but you're one of my favorite people now.
Your check is in the mail. Pass, good
Ooh.
shot, good give, and good basket.
Nice play, nice pass, nice score.
Caden Kestner with the basket. And the pass by Gavin Shaw. So back up by 2. Good save by Alexander.
It was. Oh, look under, there he is.
Good defense. Grew, loses it. Battling for it, got to get out of that lane. Missing it. And the Bobcats come away with it into the hands of Nick Golinski.
You know, somebody needed to take charge there and just dribble the ball away from the basket. And
Wagner loses it, battling for it. Foul is going to be called. That's kind of a...
Who on the Bel Air player,
On
huh?
the scrum, yeah. I mean, Wagner was on the ground. I expected to see a traveling call.
Wagner has a tendency to get a rebound, duck his head, and just try to turn and go.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have much of a left-hand dribble, so it's going to be in his right hand. And sometimes it leads him into trouble, like he just did, and then he got bailed out because he hustles.
Yep.
And
Evan Wagner, a senior, 6'3", makes the first, gets a second. And now the Bobcats have 10 fouls on them, so it's double bonus from here on out for North Harford.
An automatic two-shot free throws.
The Hawks have just 4 fouls, so they're not even yet in the 1-and-1 as Bel Air. And we're tied. The shooters roll.
Well, now it's 4:25, and we're still tied.
Foul is going to be called. Gavin Shaw, again, we talked about going in among the trees. He's not shy at all.
No.
He's rewarded. He'll get 2 free throws.
It's one of those situations on defense where they end up calling a foul on you, but you're in pretty good defensive position. The guy's jumping into you, but...
And Bob, that's the 4th foul on Wagner. He'll have to sit down. That's a big loss for North Harford. John Alford will replace him.
Yeah. The only thing I'd like to see him, I'd like the way he hustles, Wagner. I'd just like to see him get a little more under control in some situations. It would have helped the free throw, not being in foul trouble.
Alfred, being double teamed, gets rid of it to Alexander. A 1-point lead for the Bel Air Bobcats.
He's feeling the 3.
Giving it up, looking for the 3. Yep, good rebound there by Gavin Shaw.
Nice
Shaw,
look.
Great pass by Shaw. Good give. 3-point off the back of the rim. Shaw with the rebound. Well, he has come on strong here in this 4th period, has Gavin Shaw.
He played well the whole first half on Gavin Shaw.
Yeah.
He's just been kind of a real unsung player here.
There's Shaw. Nice give up, but a good job coming in. Reniki with the steal.
It was a great job by Reniki sliding down from his position into the spot where he's supposed to be when the ball goes into the middle. And he got there and did his job and was rewarded with the pass being thrown to him.
And then the foul. He'll get 2 shots here, shooting the double bonus. 3:35 left. Nice line drive free throw.
Oh, that was a line drive.
Makes it 12 points and now a tie game at 43-43. Well, they say, Bob, it doesn't matter how it looks, just does it go in? So we've had a 2-handed free throw shooter and now a line drive free throw shooter. That one a little more arc and it rolls off.
Well, that one he tried to shoot like a shot. He should have just lined it in like he did the last one.
We are tied, 3:31. Good pass, good conversion.
Well, that was a nice cut.
Golinski with the basket. 2-point lead for the Bobcats. Here's Allred. Driving. Won't fall. Rebound Grew. Bobcats up by 2. Coming up on the 3-minute mark left in the game. Shaw thinks about the 3. Doesn't shoot it. Alexander on him, and it's taken away. A double team. Reniki with the ball. Reniki driving, and good. It falls in. We're tied again.
It's the first mistake Gavin made that I've seen tonight.
Reniki with now 14 points. Shaw tries to get it to Grew. Off Grew's hands. Right idea.
It was the right idea.
Wagner's coming back in. Remember, he's got 4 fouls, does 23. Evan Wagner for North Harford, the senior, 6'3", has 6 points on the night.
Well, there's 2-4.
Taken away Shaw. Oh, a great block. And out of bounds it goes.
Well, that was 2 great blocks.
That block by Patrick Strode's 13.
And then Wagner blocked the second shot, and if he would have fouled him, if they'd have blown the whistle and called the foul, he'd be out of the ball game in 2 seconds.
You'll see the replay on these blocks here. 2 blocks. There's the first one. And now the second one. And you're right, Wagner was in danger there, but had a nice block.
He was over top the guy, got all ball, didn't commit a foul. But that's that makes you nervous as a coach, because
yeah,
you never know what's going to happen.
2 minutes, 40 seconds left. There you see Nick Panos talking to his players. You know, Panos and Vogt have just the right personality for building a program. They're not these, you know, it's like in-your-face kind of, you know, trying to humiliate their players. You know, they're just good, strong, wonderful people that you learn to love as a coach. I mean,
like
as a player.
Quiet leaders.
Yeah. Remember that, Bob? We had both, and you could play for either, the rah-rah kind of in-your-face guy, or the guy that, or the guy that, you know, you felt like loved you and respected and cared about you.
Yes.
Either way, it's how you get the job done. I mean, we talk about coaches, and coaches are so important to kids. Next to your parents and family, I mean, coaches sometimes have the greatest influence. Tie game. Shaw driving. Won't fall. Grew tries to get the rebound. Oh, great takeaway. That's Alexander. And he gets the basket. George Alexander.
He's another one who's had a good half.
Back out it comes. Now it's a 2-point lead for North Harford. Looking for 3, it's good! From that corner, that's Chris Nichol.
That's his second of the quarter, Don?
He's got 7 points in this fourth period.
Yeah.
Now a total of 12. Alexander left alone. Doesn't get the fall. Wagner, rebound, he's fouled. He'll go to the line shooting 2.
As I said at the 5:25 minute mark, Don, stick around. This is going to be some exciting basketball. And
don't go to the kitchen.
And here we are with a minute 53, and it's 48-47.
And Bob, I know the kids from Harford TV, they'd love to hear this. How about an overtime?
Oh, yeah.
Tie game again.
Now here comes Big Alan Huth in the ball game for North Harford, who had a really great first half.
Yeah, he did. Just a nice stroke.
Wagner's been very good from the free throw line.
Yeah, that's 4 in a row here in the fourth period. He's got his team back up by 1 at 49-48. Don't go away. This is a great one.
It's been a long time since North Harford was up in the ball game.
They had a 1-point lead a moment ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and this is the second lead they
that
had.
one, huh?
Remember, they were down by 10 at one point.
Yep.
Good give, good basket, good job by Nick Golinski. Well, you like how the Bobcats look for each other. No foul called. Huth gets the loose ball. Gets a red. That's Allred. Allred driving. And the foul is going to be called.
Well, hey, 1 out of 3 fouls being called is not bad, is it?
He was hacked a couple of times,
He
wasn't
was.
50-49.
Well, somebody was in there. I don't know who, but.
It's a 1-point lead for the Bel Air Bobcats.
There's that 2-hand set shot.
Yeah. He made the first 2 earlier in the period. Now this one would tie the game again for the Hawks. Huth goes up. Grew gets the rebound.
Now, a minute and 14. North Harford's down 1. They got to tighten up that middle part of their defense. They're letting Cutter slip in there and making plays.
I remind
right
you,
in the middle of the lane.
There is a shot clock, so it's not in danger yet, but it's 13, so Bel Air couldn't just salt the game away. They've got to do something.
Oh, they're going to have to take a shot here soon.
Inside 5 now. Got to go, and it does. Good if it goes. It will not. Wagner battling for it. Grew comes away with it. 38 seconds and counting. 1-point lead for the Bobcats.
19 seconds, 18 seconds on the shot clock.
25 seconds in the game, and the foul is going to be called. That's still only the 5th team foul.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be taking the ball to the basket, trying
9 seconds.
Almost trying to score, because you're going to have to foul here in a. There's
Clock.
no shot clock now.
Yeah, the shot clock is off with 22.9 seconds left and timeout. 50-49.
And whose ball was it?
I think it's the Bobcats' ball, I believe.
All right, so they're up by 1 with basically 23 seconds left.
Now, the North Harford has 16 fouls, so they can foul here and send them to the line. If they had only 5, then, of course, the Bobcats, they'd have a foul to give.
And the truth of the matter is they're going to have to foul here. And
yeah.
Now, from a coaching standpoint, it's who you foul.
Yeah.
Or who you don't foul.
Alex Darko,
and that's up to the coaching staff to make that call.
There you see the excellent officials, Ken Vanderweel, Sean Drennan, and Jeff Rawls.
You know what else is really nice, Don? The banners hanging up on the one side of the wall, right across from us.
Yeah.
Coach Phyllis Hemis, 300 wins in field hockey. Coach Reddish, the great wrestling coach in Bel Air history, who wrestled at Bel Air, 300 wins as a wrestling coach. Great to see that the people who dedicated their life to not only their sport, but to the high school and to the young people in the high school.
Coach Reddish, who is now the AD here at Bel Air, still teaching and doing a great job. So here we go, 22.9 seconds left. The Bel Air Bobcats with the ball and a 1-point lead.
Well, I wouldn't waste much time.
Foul is going to be called. Reniki reaches in. So now going to the line, shooting an all-important 1-and-1 is Gavin Shaw. Gavin's 1 of 4, I should say 1 of 3 so far tonight. Huth comes back in. Sitting down is Shane Bournes. 19.2 seconds left. Both teams in the bonus. North Harford in the double bonus. If he makes the first, he gets a second.
Hell, the next question is, if he misses the first, who gets the rebounds?
Yeah. Well, this is exciting. This really is.
Because if he misses this, shot at the end of the game could win it for North Harford or lose it, depending on what happens with it.
Lining it up. Misses it. And the rebound to Grew. Oh, my goodness, what a great rebound by Ashton Grew. 14 seconds. Foul is going to be called.
You mean he happened to be standing in the right place where the ball came? There's nobody near him.
Yeah.
And he just reached out and grabbed the basketball.
Yeah. I mean, you know, you've got the inside rebounding position. You expect to get it if you're North Harford, but instead Grew was just the right man in the right spot. And so we're back to that same situation, only this time it is Chris Nichol in to shoot the free throws. At least the one, if he can make the first for the second.
Well, he looks like a pretty good free throw shooter.
Misses the first. Rebound Wagner. Timeout North Harford.
10.1 seconds.
Do not go away. 50-49.
Wow.
What a game. Again, we talked about North Harford down by 10. Looked like they were dead. Came back. Those 2 big 3-point shots, one by Alexander, one by Reniki, got them back in the ball game.
And they're bringing big Alan Huth back in the ball game. What do you think this substitution's for?
I'd say you get it to Huth underneath.
Well, this is what I'm thinking, Don. Everybody thinks a game's won on the first shot you take at the buzzer, and some games are won that way. But most games are won by a miss and an offensive putback, or another miss and an offensive putback. So I think Big Allen is here because he can go get the offensive putbacks.
Now let me ask you this: if you're Bel Air, do you find somebody to foul right away, knowing they're going to shoot 2? I mean, you're up by a point, or do you let them get a chance to get the last shot and maybe win the game? And if you're North Harford, do you try to get a shot up right away?
That's all coaching. You better know your players as to which direction you're going in, because if I think my team can't defend, I might foul. But if I think my team can defend...
Well, North Harford has to go 94 feet. They're going to take the ball out under their defensive basket. Garrett Reniki.
I said that one time, and we end up getting beat in a tournament down in Curly by
8 seconds, 7 seconds. Saved in bounds by the Bobcats. Wagner driving up, good! Wagner, that's the ball game! The North Harford Hawks have come from behind and won this game by 51-50. It's Evan Wagner with the rebound basket. And Bob, you said it isn't the first shot, it's the rebound. The officials are getting together. They're going to talk it over here.
What are they talking? I don't know what they would be talking over. I mean, the ball almost went out of bounds. It went off the Bel Air players.
Here comes the replay. You'll see how Wagner drives up and good, and the time is running out. Evan Wagner.
It was just a little earlier to see if.
There's a shot. You saw Wagner driving, beats Ashton Grew to the basket, and now the celebration is on. 51-50, the Hawks break their 6-game losing streak. They are now 2-6. The Bel Air Bobcats go to 3-4.
Well, what led to the play over here, Don, was the pass. I think it was Shore stopped to make a pass, and it or 22 already stopped to make a pass. It bounced off the Bel Air player and was going to go out of bounds. Until the other Bel Air player saved it and threw it back, and it went back and threw it into a North Harford player, and the North Harford player was Wagner, who got it and put it in the basket. And there's the old rule. The old rule is you never save the ball under the other team's basket, because you're throwing it under their basket or under your own basket. You don't save it, because if they catch it like Wagner did, all he has to do is lay it in the basket for the game winner. You let it go out of bounds and set your defense so that you can play defense again.
Well, Evan Wagner, who got that basketball right at the foul line, drove in, avoided Ashton Grew, made the basket, and with about 0.5 seconds left as the ball went in, and the North Harford Hawks come away with a win against what I consider their arch rival, the Bel Air Bobcats. What a win for North Harford.
After you lose 6 straight, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
It's definitely celebration time.
Well,
and think about Wagner. With 2 minutes left in the game, he blocked the shot
with 4 fouls.
With 4 fouls, it was a good block, but you never know. With officials make calls, and but they saw it the way it was, didn't make the call. The officials did a great job. Wagner stayed in the game, and with that play, he won the basketball game for his team.
Well, Garrett Reniki ends up being the high scorer for both teams. He got 14 points, 8 points for Alexander, 10 points for Evan Wagner, and he got, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in that fourth period for them on the free throws. Also 6 points for Aaron Huth, 4 points for Shane Bournes. For the Bel Air Bobcats, Chris Nichol, who played that great fourth period, had 12 points. 11 points for Nick Golinski, 11 points for Ashton Grew, who played a great fourth period or third period. He had 8 of his 11 points in that third period. So Bob McCone, 51-50. It is just a great basketball game, the kind of game that you are happy that you were here to see.
The kind of game that you want to be a part of, especially when you can see it on film again. And these North Harford players now and the Bel Air players can go back and watch the game. One half of them will be happy, the other half will see all the things that they could have done and didn't do. But that's coaching, and that's getting better, and that's part of competition.
If you look at the North Harford coaches, and you look at the North Harford program, trying to build a program at North Harford, and this is the kind of building block that you can build upon, that you come into the opposing team's floor and you are down by 10 points for all intents and purposes, pretty much out of the ball game. You come back and battle, stay in the ball game, and then down by a point with time running out, you make a 2-point shot, Wagner does, and you win the ball game.
Well, first of all, I never thought they were out of the basketball game, because it was really a game of runs.
Mm-hmm.
And, again, they had a chance to make a run, which they ended up making. And then as it went down, it really went down, almost basket for basket, play for play, possession for possession. And then it ends on the play that we saw with the Bel Air player throwing the ball back under his own basket, and the North Harford player getting it, faking, going in, and laying the basketball up as the clock pretty much ran out.
Well, the Hawks were down by 3 coming into that fourth period. They ended up winning the ball game by a final score of 51-50. You'll see here's the replay again, how Wagner gets the basketball on that errant pass as you talked about, that save, and then avoids the defenders. Ashton Grew, who was there trying to make the defensive play, and put the basket in, and now the celebration ensues.
That's what happens.
That was fun. Well, we hope you've enjoyed it, watching Harford TV High School Showcase presentation of the North Harford Hawks at the Bel Air Bobcats, won by North Harford by a final score of 51-50. Bob McCone, it's been a pleasure.
It's been a great job tonight, Don. Great game for us to watch.
Thanks for tuning in, and hope you've enjoyed it. Stay tuned all year long as we bring you the Harford Showcase games on Harford TV. I'm Don Morrison, my partner Bob McCone. Good night, everyone.